Welcome back to the Helpful Gardeners podcast. Well, gardeners, today is the day. We're on location to my house. We've been talking about it for quite a while now. We even did a podcast episode, if you want to go back in our inventory. We did one all about, okay, I bought a home. Now what do I do? And so now you're going to come and see my home and see how we're going to mow a lawn.
And how long ago was it now? It must have been a year.
Sorry, bad lawn joke. Okay.
How long ago was it now that you let the cat out of the bag that you'd never cut grass?
Oh gosh, that's a good point. Well, it was enough for me to make it part of my resolutions, right? So It's probably been almost a year now.
That's what I'm thinking. I think it was like last summer, and we were talking about garden chores.
Yes.
And then we talked about cutting lawns, and then you're like, I've never done such a thing.
Yeah, so if you are new here, yes, I have never cut a lawn. And, many of you might be in disbelief over that, but here's what I'm thinking. There's probably a percentage of you who also have not cut a lawn, and this is now like your safe space to learn along with me.
Okay, I want to know what that percentage is, because I was pretty flabbergasted. I genuinely didn't think once somebody had hit like teens that they hadn't cut a lawn.
Oh yeah, I mean, but see, here's the thing, because I think that you were in one of two camps. You were either the lawn mowing camp or you were the weeding camp.
Okay, you grew up with my dad and you were in both camps.
Oh, I'm so sorry for you.
My dad used to have one of those old mowers that you had to push that had the tumbler on it.
Oh my god.
Which are incredible. That's actually the best way to cut your lawn.
Oh.
Yeah, that's actually the best way.
Yeah.
But they suck. And I was just a little guy trying to push this thing that was taught. Physics and angle was wrong. It was not good.
No, definitely not. How the times have changed. And I think that we're going to get into that a little bit today, because when I started thinking about lawns, I'm like, there's a lot to kind of dig into.
Yep.
So let's start back on the basics. I think you're going to hear a lot of questions from me, and you're going to be like, how do you not know that? And I'll be like, okay.
I'll be patient.
Okay,
I'll be patient.
Thanks. Is there...
Hey, speak of the devil.
Hey!
we inspired somebody. That's what it's... You're welcome.
They're talking about lawn. Let's go out the lawnmower. So let's go back to basics. Let's talk about weather.
Like anything with a garden, you can do it in any condition.
Yeah.
Right? But let's say we're going for ideal.
Okay.
So the best time to cut your grass, if you can get this, if you can time it right, is when it's not too hot. So in the cool of the morning or the evening. And when you're done cutting, if Mother Nature could rain immediately, that's the jackpot.
And it's funny that you say that, because now I understand. That one gentleman who mowed his lawn before a tornado, he was like, there's rain coming. This is the best time to do it.
100%. And that's because you have to remember when you're cutting it, and I think it's one of those things when you say it, everybody's like, oh yeah, of course, but they don't consider it. You're damaging a plant. You're cutting a plant. And we're not cutting it where I go and cut a tree and I look and I go, okay, there's the correct branch, and I prune on the correct angle, and I go, okay, that's good. We are sending a massive rotating blade, just the fan pulls the grass up, and then we're like, yeah. And then we're doing that, and it's 34 degrees in full sun, and we're like, nice. We're like, I could use a drink, and then we leave our lawn, and our lawn's like, hello.
Which, by the way, we have to address this. You said that if you were ever to see me mow a lawn, that you'd be sitting back with a mojito. So
yeah, and we're on location, so you have to.
Okay, so to mow or not to mow, because when we bought this place, we probably didn't cut the lawn for a good couple weeks, and then by the time we cut the lawn, it was hard.
Yep.
And to be clear, I didn't cut the lawn. Brad cut the lawn. And he said he took a number of passes to get through it, and he was talking about settings, which I don't really understand, like heights and stuff like that. But so, how often should you mow the lawn? Is there like a certain height requirement, or?
There's not so much a height requirement. There's how much are you going to take off. Okay. So somebody like me, I hate cutting grass. I don't want to do it. So when I cut my grass, I cut it short. I'm like, I don't care. I don't want you to grow. I want you to suffer. See you later. Okay? But I've heard different things. At no more maximum. So if your grass is 3 inches long,
Yeah.
maximum you should be taking off is an inch.
Okay.
Maximum. Really, it's, and I'm not one to speak here, but it's like getting a haircut. Okay, so what they always say to do, right, for somebody like me, if I want my hair to keep growing and be healthy,
Yeah.
I should be trimming just the dead ends.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all we're doing with the grass. We're just trimming it and we're keeping it. Then what you should do is you should figure out how long you like your lawn.
Okay.
Okay, some people want like a putting green.
Yeah.
Other people like it a little bit longer and shaggier because it feels nicer, it's cooler. You decide that, then you cut to keep it at that height, but at the same time taking no more than a third max off it every time. Because we got called one time to do a cleanup and the grass was up to our knees.
What?
Yeah, the grass was up to our knees. There were certain points where I had to rock the mower back so the blade was up and lower it onto the grass.
Whoa.
And that's how we had to bring the grass to a reasonable level. We had 3 mowers going and 2 gas-powered trimmers. A lawn maybe twice the size of this, and it took 5 guys a couple of hours to make it somewhat decent. But then we started taking care of it every week. No problem, we got it under control.
Okay, so once you get going,
Yep.
it's a nice little journey.
Yep.
I do notice, one thing I notice is some unfavorable plants in this lawn. And I know a while ago, and what we've been saying constantly is, a weed is where you don't want a plant
Yeah.
to be. It's an unwanted plant.
A weed is location, not a plant.
Exactly. So for us, and gardening is a personal journey, so it can be whatever you want it to be. But for us, we'd like to see maybe less weeds in our lawn.
Primarily, I would say without going through it with a fine-tooth comb,
Yeah.
it looks like 90% of it is grass.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but do you have to be worried about having, some weeds? Like, say you have clover in your yard. Can you mow it like normal, or do you have to stay around those areas?
Nope, cut it like normal. The only thing to be careful of is things like dandelions.
Okay.
If they've turned into the poof ball,
Okay.
and you cut them, you're going to spread that seed all across your yard.
Ooh, a pollinator buffet.
Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna when your dandelion is still yellow,
Yeah.
or if the yellow is finished and it's gone to that tight bud before it opens up as the
Yeah.
poof ball, that's the best time to cut it. Because if it's a poof ball, there's no way and especially if you're on mulch setting.
Oh, there's
Okay.
a mulch setting.
Yeah, you can either bag it or mulch it.
Oh my gosh.
So
Adding another question
If you-
to our list.
if you have it on bag setting, sure, you're gonna suck up 80% of those seeds. 20% will still get out. If
Yeah.
you're on mulch setting, 100% are gonna stay out.
Okay, so a mulch setting means that it leaves it behind?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So you.
it doesn't turn it into mulch.
No. It
Like-
turns it into lawn mulch.
Oh,
so
okay,
that's
lawn mulch.
yeah. That'll build up.
I'm like, I thought mulch was made of wood, and I'm like,
So
Anyway.
mulch is a process.
Oh.
You can mulch paper. You're like, wait a second, I can cut my grass and get cedar mulch.
business opportunity.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so it's just mulching is the process.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're leaving it behind on the lawn. Is that like a personal journey? Like, what are the benefits to that?
You can absolutely mulch that, but you'll probably end up with some areas that you've got big clumps of just piles of grass.
Yeah.
Okay? But once you get it to a maintained level, mulching it is actually better than bagging it.
Okay.
Because when you're mulching it, you're creating that thatch, so when it is 30 degrees, 35 degrees, just like when we mulch our beds, you've got that protection
Okay.
on the roots.
Okay.
So mulching, I always mulch because, again, I hate cutting grass. I don't care if it's long. I don't care if I leave grass piles. I'm like, that's where you are. And I keep going. I really could care less. But when I was landscaping and we had some pretty high-end customers, they would lose their minds if they saw that. Like, they'd be on the phone to me immediately.
Yeah.
So we absolutely bagged. Now, if they didn't have irrigation, their lawn really, the lawn really slowed down in the summer, and we were taking off, quarter of an inch, maybe. We would mulch that because it was better for the lawn. They didn't have irrigation to feed it, so we needed to add those clippings to the lawn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so mulching is my preferred method because I'm a lazy man and I don't want to bag it. But if it's long like this and I'm doing a cut, Yeah, I would say bag it and get rid of it.
Okay. Let's talk about equipment. Because you had alluded to a certain kind of lawnmower, and growing up, I always had a gas lawnmower. Like, I remember seeing my dad just like, maybe that's why I never was allowed to mow the lawn, because I was like, I couldn't do this part, you
That's
know?
okay. You can. I would do that. Start it and then give it to Harry.
Okay. Fine.
Because when he was a little guy, he didn't have the strength. He would be pulling it. It would go like click, click,
Yeah.
click, and I'd be like, give it here.
Yeah.
Boom,
And they
start
were
it.
so heavy too.
Yeah.
Like, I just remember they were just like this monster of a machine, and just like huge and like big bag and like
Pushing. So this is where I think my dislike of lawns came from, and
Really?
I'm not even kidding. Is Montreal summer, 30, 34 degrees, humidex of like 80.
yeah.
And you're pushing a gas mower, kicking out all of its fumes, loud, dirty, and you're pushing it up a hill this steep
Yeah.
at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not fun.
No.
It's not fun. Now, that being said, so these days, I find myself, I get home, I'm like, well, I need to work out. Back then, people were like, do you go to the gym? I'm like, no, I do not.
No, I mow lawns.
Yeah.
And I do all the gardening.
Exactly. So you are absolutely going to get a work. It's good to get your step count in.
It is 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, but I do find that the electric lawnmowers are a little bit lighter.
The lighter, the quieter.
Yeah, quieter. I know the one that we're using today has batteries, so it's cordless, which
Yeah.
is interesting. And then there's also, of course, like, do you ever see those manual lawnmowers anymore? Like the
Yep.
those? I don't know. How hard are they to use?
Depends on the maintenance of it. Depends on the grass you cut.
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
So
are we talking about those ones where it's like manual and it does this?
yeah, the tumblers.
Yeah.
So they
Oh,
are
is
the
that what it's
best.
called?
Yeah, because
Okay.
they lift the grass,
Yeah.
so they're going slower. So when it comes around, it lifts the grass and then it cuts it, and it cuts it on a nice angle. Our blade is just going to go hack, 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 and hack it down.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what every mower does. Again, I'm not saying like, oh no, you can't use this kind of mower. That's what every mower does. Tractors, electric, gas, that's what they do. It's idea. Again, this is our idea. Nobody steal it. But why has nobody invented a gas or an electric mower that is a tumbler?
Oh.
They work better, and it's better for your lawn. So why
Maybe
don't?
because it would be more dangerous. Because at least with these ones it's covered.
That's
the blades
true.
are covered.
That's true. That's not.
Like,
Okay.
you want a Halloween costume?
What else?
Yeah, to step aside, Fred
Yeah.
and Jason.
But they work, but they can suck. If they're not sharp,
Yeah.
if they're not oiled or greased properly so the wheels are sticking,
Yeah.
if your lawn is very uneven and bumpy and you're hitting and it's they can be a nightmare. But if you have a well-maintained lawn, you cut it regularly and you maintain your tool, you keep your blade sharp and you oil and grease the wheels, they're doing just push, and they make that beautiful sound too.
Okay, so is there anything else that we need to be worried about when it comes to the equipment side? I know we were talking about lawnmowers, but there's also another tool that we have not mentioned yet. And we just happen to have one, and it's called a trimmer?
Trimmer, yep.
Trimmer. Okay, so what's the trimmer for?
To get around your edge. Okay, so I'm not a big fan of grass. Okay, I'm not a big fan of the
No.
lawn. But if you're gonna, maybe I've said that once or twice, but it drives me nuts when people cut the grass and they don't trim the edges.
Oh, I would have never thought to trim the edges.
Because, well, then you've got this nice cut lawn. It's
Yeah.
now all an even height. It looks nicer.
Yeah.
Even myself, when I'm done, the grass is like loggy and it doesn't look good. You cut it, you're like, okay, it looks better.
Yeah.
Looks cleaner.
Yeah.
But then you've got all around the edges and it's all grass coming up and that's all you see. You don't see the nice cut lawn. It would be like taking the Mona Lisa out of the frame and pinning it on the wall. Or using like college like duct tape. Right? It just, now you're not looking at the Mona Lisa, you're like, why did they use duct tape? Why not put that in a frame?
Yeah, I can
And
see
it's
that.
the same thing, so it finishes the job.
Okay.
Which is ironic considering you should start with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always
Okay.
start with your trimmer and always go to the left.
Wait, go to the left?
Yeah. So when you're trimming, you always want to
Oh.
go, because it spins.
Yeah.
So if you go to the right, it cuts the grass and throws it into your flower bed. You go to the left and it throws it back on the lawn, then you pass your lawnmower and you pull up all the clippings.
Oh, Oh, because it'll whip it at you, hey?
Yeah. So when you're going to the right,
Yeah.
it cuts the grass, but it's throwing it into the bed. When you go to the left, it's cutting the grass, but it's throwing it back out to you.
Okay. I'm gonna see that soon because we're gonna pull one out.
Yes,
we
we
actually
are.
have one. And then one thing I also want to talk about is, in terms of equipment, is clothing. I feel like people don't think about the proper and I actually, like, before the episode, truth be told, I was gonna come out here. I kind of know that you should wear proper clothes, but I was like gonna come out here and like dress and just like all sorts of stuff.
Dress, hat, heels.
Yeah, is this how you mow the lawn? No, I know that safety is important when you're mowing the lawn. So probably not things like this.
No, I was
Probably
already...
not sandals. I would also guess, I know in a previous episode you were talking about how you didn't have safety glasses, so you had Harry wear goggles. Would this work?
Yeah, anything just to protect your eyes, because you might hit a little pebble and it might break your glasses, but then they're not going to shatter, and it's better than getting a pebble in your eye.
Oh. No.
Which I've told you, I took a trimmer up the Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
I've been hit with gravel before. I've seen a window break from somebody using a trimmer.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
So closed-toe shoes.
I remember, so I knew a guy, his name was Karl Heinz, a German guy, and he was missing four toes on his left foot because he was cutting grass he was German and he was wearing Birkenstocks.
Wow.
And he was cutting a hill, and he stepped to push the mower up, and the mower came back down.
Okay.
And he lost 4 toes. I also, one time, this had really nothing to do with safety, but I worked with a girl in Montreal, and this is still one of the funniest stories. So we'd get there, and what we did in our company is, when you were a rookie, you were on grass cutting.
Okay.
As you got better and you showed an interest in the company, we would teach you more the horticulture side, and then you would be on bed work. And if everybody was equally equipped to do the job, we'd change up. I would cut lawns and let other people weed because I wanted them to get better. Mm-hmm. So, big property, I had somebody cutting the grass in the front and somebody cutting the grass in the back. I'd already whipped around with the trimmer. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I ran around with the trimmer, so I'm working on the beds in the front. Emma was cutting the grass in the back, and it was hot Montreal summer. I get it, they're very uncomfortable. She was cutting the grass in a bikini.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was, at work. You want to cut your own lawn in a bikini? You do you, man. I don't care. That is your lawn. Okay, I'm not gonna knock on somebody's door and be like, you should be wearing a bikini, not a bikini, and steel-toed boots.
No.
And I was like, Emma, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm wearing my steel-toed boots. And I'm like, that's not the problem. The problem is not the boots.
I love that, because that would totally be like an excuse that I would come up with and just be like...
No, she had the safety glasses on. We had sunglasses, safety glasses for people who didn't regularly wear glasses. Yeah. And I went back and I'm like, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to put your shorts and your shirt back on. And she was looking at me like I was the asshole, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go out and weed the front again.
Yeah, okay, bye.
Yeah.
I better come back here.
Yeah.
I better have work.
You got a few minutes of what like.
Okay, so it's very important to wear the proper clothing.
Yeah, it's honestly, like I said, you want to just wear shorts, a bikini. You want to do that, go for it. Who cares? Get a suntan when you do it. That's, you put SPF on. That's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
But a mower, it's a very fast spinning blade. Be protective. And then here's something I'm going to say about protective gear, that if your mower binds up, right, you're cutting through thick grass and it stops because some grass has got wedged and the blade is stopped. Unplug it or disconnect the batteries.
Very good point.
It might look safe, but you are less than a second away from something very bad happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just take the 8 seconds to pull the extension cord and plug it back in, or take the batteries out and put...
Yes, safety first.
Yeah.
Always. Oh, no matter what you're using, electric, gas, whatever.
And yeah, wear your ear protection if you want. I recommend eye protection and something. You want something with good grip, because cutting grass, you got to remember, you're walking behind the mower. It can get slippy.
Right.
Right? Especially if you're mulching and you've got grass. So you want something with good grip and something to protect, and also something you don't mind getting dirty, Because if you're wearing white sneakers, by the time you're done, they're going to be green sneakers.
Yeah. That's what you're wearing today.
I put on my dad's sneakers. They're not New Balance, though.
They're not
but
New Balance,
They're my
no.
dad's sneakers. Full luck.
I have to show you something.
Okay.
And I'll put this in the show notes over at goldenacre.ca/podcast. But I was flying over Calgary this morning, and somebody did a leaf.
Oh, nice.
So so they put like a little line down the middle and then just split it off so it looked like a leaf.
Well, right now the Euros are playing.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the fields in soccer? All the different fields are cut in different patterns. And sometimes they do them so it looks like an optical illusion, so it looks like the pitch is longer on one side, or they'll do it coming out from the goal so the goal looks smaller or bigger. And they play with all kinds of things, but if you look, they'll do the crisscross pattern, they'll do circles. It's really cool, all the different styles.
So how do you do that? Can I do that here? Or is that advanced?
That's hella advanced. Like those guys are like they're groundskeepers. There's a team of them doing it.
Okay.
We've absolutely done it. So you cut that way, then you cut that way, then you cut that way, and you start here and then you cut here, and there's a certain pattern to give it that checkerboard effect.
Yeah.
It takes forever and it's a nightmare. You have to remember they've probably got 10 guys with tractors and I would imagine now they've probably got it all automated and GPS'd and
and they probably have like a whole computer program and they're like, hey, this week
this week let's do
a lion.
Okay, that's getting a little too. I managed to do little circles. That was about my extent. But yeah, to keep you on. So this week, if you remember, when you cut this way, you're like, okay, I'm cutting north-south. Next week, I'm going to do east-west.
Yeah, okay.
And then you change it up.
Keeps it interesting.
Yep.
I also want to draw attention to something that I remember my mom, I would always have this job growing up, and just kind of going back to before even mowing the lawn, looking for debris.
Yeah.
Because I remember we had this long driveway that was deteriorating, and every winter whenever we would shovel, all of the rocks and all the everything would go into
It's just a bee.
Hello, bee.
You've probably come for your mojito.
No.
Yeah. It's okay, buddy. Off you go.
All the flowers are dead here. Okay. So all the rocks would end up in the lawn, and it was my job every single year to pick up all of the rocks from the lawn.
But you should be able to get most of that when you do your spring cleanup.
It's okay, true. So it's not like you're going to be getting a whole lot of debris over the summer, but what if you get like branches?
Yep. Pick them up, or if they're small branches, again, you can mulch that in. What you want to do is you don't want to be creating anything that's going to spit something out that can hurt you or damage your mower.
Okay.
Anything else, it can chop up, and I've got to tell you, one of the funnest things to hit when you're in mulch mode is tennis balls.
What?
Because the tennis ball goes pong, 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 and then it shoots out of the side, and you get great distance on them.
Smash!
I used to love cutting over tennis balls. If I saw a tennis ball, I'd pretend I didn't see it, because some of our clients had dogs, and I'd be like, well, this tennis ball. And you hit it, and it goes, bam, 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 bam! And then the tennis ball's ruined. You know when you find those tennis balls cut in half?
Is that why?
Yeah. 90% of the time they're being hit by a mower. Yep.
Little did I know. Okay. Well, let's go into the process of actually mowing a lawn. So we're going to take a look at the lawnmower itself, and we're going to look and see how this specific lawnmower works, and then we'll mow a lawn.
No, we won't.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Right. So Jenny said that. I was talking to Jenny, and I'm like, I got to do this and this, and then I was like, I'm going down. I have to do the podcast. And Jenny's like, you're going back to the studio. And I was like, oh no, we're doing it at Brandy's house. We're doing an on location one.
Yeah.
And Jenny was like, how come? Like, what are you guys doing? And I was like, Brandy's gonna cut a lawn. And Jenny's like, and you're helping her. And I was like, I am not. I am not.
He was very clear about this. He was like, I need the mojito.
Yeah.
I need to be sitting here and watching you do it. This is your bucket list item.
I have white sneakers and a mojito. I don't know how else I could say it. I'm not cutting the grass.
How the tables have turned.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well,
I will sit. I won't abandon you. I will sit in one of these comfy chairs and take selfies.
Yeah.
And take selfies with you in the background and offer some critiquing of your approach.
Okay, good.
And then I will watch you cut the grass.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna have a calling cam. Let's go to that one.
So one thing I want you to be careful of when you're doing this with the trimmer
Yeah.
is when you're doing it, okay, you don't want to, what a lot of people do is they put it on the ground and they walk along. You'll damage your trimmer and you'll scalp the grass. So what you want to do is you want to hold it about that high.
Okay.
That high. I realized I'm behind the camera this time. Half an inch off the ground, depending on what height you want to cut, and you want to trim nice and even.
Okay, so, am I holding it right?
Okay, so is it comfortable?
No.
So point that end to the ground.
Okay.
Oh, you're a lefty. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on.
Okay, so we're gonna do along this entire fence line. Already I see debris.
Okay, so when you do it, the way you have it right now is a no-go.
Why?
Okay, because you don't want it sitting on the ground.
Okay.
So you want to lift it up because if you sit it on the ground, the base that spins will wear out and you'll shave it off.
Okay.
So you want to keep it elevated and you don't want to push it into the fence like this. You'll figure out the length. Just pull the trigger, see what happens.
Oh my goodness, it's so loud.
I gotta get back, I gotta frame this whole thing properly.
We've discovered that this thing throws to the right?
Yep.
Okay, so. Next step.
Yeah, you'll notice once you get into the long grasses where you'll really, really start seeing how it works.
Okay.
Okay, so I would go a little bit closer to the fence. Hold on.
Okay.
So you should be able to trim that long piece, no problem.
This one?
Yep, make him your target. Once you get him, you'll know what your size is. Okay. Excellent. I'm covered in grass.
I love how you stood on that side where the grass is being thrown.
Well, I just. Okay.
Wait. I'm gonna do that. Why don't you go on that side?
Because then technically you're going to walk towards me, but that's okay.
Okay.
All right, let's see you do it, Brandy.
Okay.
No more tips. You got it. Okay, so that's why you don't. It's okay. It's dead.
Brad's gonna be so mad.
It was like that when we got here.
Oh no! We're trying to grow the grass, not
Yep.
kill it. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna get this one. Okay, ready?
Okay. So,
Yeah.
just so you know, you don't have to crouch down to the weed. Scalp the lawn
Look, a
too.
peanut.
Oh, anybody want a peanut?
Oh, look. Okay, this is a good. We were just talking about this. We don't want to
Yeah.
spread the seed. So, now what?
Now you give it to me.
Okay.
And I put him in the fire pit. Okay, so now we're just hitting any random weed for fun. I like it.
You know what I love about grass? Is the fact that you're gonna have so many chances to practice.
And it's very forgiving,
It is!
right? You prune a tree wrong, you cut those trees wrong, you got a world of hurt.
Yeah.
You do your grass wrong, next week you'll try again.
I love that.
Nope, perfect timing. You already trimmed the
go.
cord.
I'm done. So this is my mom's electric lawnmower.
Yep.
We talked a little bit about how light it is. It runs off of these two batteries,
Okay.
rechargeable, and they just stick in here. So that's all I know. So walk me through the rest of this lawnmower.
Okay, so before we do anything, we're going to check it out. So this guide here, you see this red handle on the front wheel?
Okay.
That's your height setting.
Okay.
Now that one is going to do both these wheels. The one in the back is going to do both of these wheels.
Okay.
I would recommend you make both settings the same. So you want to cut it on the maximum height, set them both to 5. You want to cut it nice and short so you don't have to worry about it. Do it on 3.
Okay. 3.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead. Set it. No.
No,
set your
the wheels.
Set your wheels. We talk about it, you're like, yep,
Okay,
absolutely.
So setting the wheels, I'm on 5 or 4. Let's go with, can we just stick it on 5?
Yep.
Okay, I like to be easy.
Okay, so that's on 4.
What? But it's on 5.
So, can I show you?
Yeah.
Pull it out.
Oh,
Now
I
it's on
see,
5.
because of the little
Yep.
grids. Okay, got it.
Now it's on 5. So set the back one to 5.
Okay.
Okay, so now the next thing we're going to decide, okay, you're deciding, are you bagging or mulching?
Let's do... None of it will hit me, right?
Nope.
Okay, so let's start with mulching.
Okay, we're going to start with mulching.
Actually, let's start with bagging.
'Kay.
Because then when it's full, then we can mulch it.
Okay, so take your bag.
Okay?
Okay, that back flap on the mower, you want to lift it up.
This one.
Yep. Perfect. Now, take your hooks and hook them. Can you see where your hooks are?
Right here.
You got it.
And then just put it back
There
down.
you go. Done. Now you have the bag attached.
Okay.
Now we do batteries.
The last step.
Yep. No.
the
Last step
last
is going to
step.
be turning it on.
Oh.
Yep. This is the engaging step.
So these little silver
Yep.
things go into these grooves.
Exactly.
So we'll put one in and they just slide. I think.
Hold on. Can I have a quick?
Maybe it's in.
Yep.
Oh, it's in.
Because that's probably, yeah, that's the release. I can't see. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, I thought they were like supposed to clip in.
Okay. So now we're coming to this end.
Okay.
So you got a couple of things. That's your ignition.
Okay.
This is your dead man handle. You know what? Dead person handle.
Okay.
And that's your engaging button.
Okay.
Okay. So step one, push the ignition key all the way in.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to come around. Hold on. Yeah, engage the button. Hold the button in and pull the dead man handle back. And that should have started. Okay, so we had a little problem with the batteries, but we've worked through that now. We've worked through that. So let's take it again from the top. You've got
they
your,
need to be pushed in more.
yep, all the way.
Okay, now round 2.
Yep. So you got that. That's clicked in. Yeah,
This is-
engage button.
Engage button. Hey!
Okay, so
It turned off.
yeah, because you let go of the dead man
Oh,
handle.
Okay.
Yep, that's how you let
Okay.
go of that, and it turns off.
Okay.
So what you're gonna do is line up as close as you can to there.
Okay.
Start there. You're gonna go around everything, so around there, and then you're gonna go around again, and then you're gonna start cutting
On the same path.
whichever lines you want.
Okay.
No, not on the same path. So can you hold the camera? Let me just show you this really quick. So you cut, you come back to where you started.
Okay.
So you come back to here, and then you push your mower out.
Okay.
So you want a double width all the way around.
Okay.
Okay? Now, I believe you have a lawn to cut, and I have a mojito to drink.
Okay, sounds good.
So, yeah, let's change up here.
All right. Okay. This is so fun. How do I turn?
Okay. Pull the hat. Pull it back. Okay, now make your turn. Periodically, you want to take your foot and give your bag a kick. Right underneath, lift it and see how full it is. Lots of room. Lots of room. So
I'm
now,
not cutting enough grass.
no, it's, you're making a difference. You can see where you've cut, right? Again, we're not trying to scalp it down. We're taking off a good amount to keep the grass healthy.
Exactly.
So now you've kind of done 2 around. Which way do you want to cut? Are you cutting north, south?
Yeah.
Okay. So your choice, you can start right there and just keep going backwards and forwards, or you can go right in the middle.
Okay. How long do you think it's going to take me?
15, 20 minutes?
No way.
Yeah. Oh, easy peasy.
Oh, so long.
So long? Okay.
You only go on it once, right?
Yep. Yeah. 1 pass and you're done.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and all I can say is 10 out of 10 for enthusiasm and cute walk. I like how you do, exactly, you do a little trot when you are going down there. It was great. So there are few pleasures in life, like enjoying a drink while somebody else is cutting the grass. I don't think I've ever seen anybody have this much fun cutting a lawn before. Also, my dad's sneakers stayed white. So you can see if I come down here, you're leaving a little bit of a mohawk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you want to bring, instead of putting your wheel here, you want to put your wheel here.
Okay.
Okay, so you got 2 choices. You can keep cutting, and eventually so you got 2 choices. You can take your bag off and empty it, or if no more clippings are going to go into the bag, you've basically swapped to mulch mode.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you can just leave the bag on, it'll do it, but here's your other option. Okay, so I'm taping this, take your bag off.
Okay.
Sorry, I still, just in case anybody's wondering, I still have my drink going. Okay, lift up the flap.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then unhook it.
Oh, wow. Look at all that.
Yeah. That's it. So look how long those cuttings are. You didn't think you were taking much off.
Yeah.
And look how long that is.
That's awesome.
Yep. So you're on mulch mode.
Mulch mode.
You can still do your extra pivot when you get to the end. I'm loving it's so extra. I've never seen anybody cut a grass that extra.
That's my middle name.
I know, right? Go. So what's happening is it's staying in there and it's getting cut finer and finer and finer.
Oh, is that good?
Yep, that's what you want. It's mulching it. And you're done.
Okay. Well, that wraps us up for this week.
You're not going to just wrap up there. How was it?
It was amazing. Okay, so thank you so much for coming over. This has been something that I have been wanting to do for a really long time, and I'm so happy that I was able to do it. And now I get to do it next week, and the week after,
and the week you can
and
do
the
it
week after that.
And then eventually you will hit that time where you're like, oh no, Brad, it's your turn.
I know it's gonna lose its magic. Maybe not. Maybe I'm gonna get into the design stage.
Well, and you know what though? It's never going to be a big deal because I'm going to keep giving you advice, and every year we're just going to cut a little bit more room for perennials and veggies, and you'll just have a little bit more grass to cut.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A little lawn.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that maybe if you have never mowed a lawn, that you've taken something from this episode. Maybe it seems a little less scary. Maybe it's something that you can approach. Maybe this is your gift to your parents. Go over and mow their lawn, you know. Or maybe this has deterred you altogether. You just want to keep a wild lawn. I'm not going to judge you. But that does wrap us up for this week. We hope you're enjoying the gardening season.
Oh, I'm loving it, yeah. Summer is here.
Summer is here. Show the show some love over on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, wherever you find your favorite voices. You can reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, throw us an email at info@goldenacre.ca. Just put podcast in the subject line so we'll see it. Check out all of our show notes from today's episode and all of our previous episodes over on our website at goldenacre.ca. Thank you for making the world a more planty place, and we'll catch you soon.
And thank you for having me over. Bye, everyone.